The true, enduring magic of the wizarding world was never solely contained within the flick of a wand or the whisper of a spell, but was far more potent when embedded within the silent, unspoken machinery of its institutional agreements, a lesson writ large and perilous in the curiously overlooked case of the Triwizard Tournament winnings. On its glittering surface, the resurrected tournament was a masterwork of spectacle, a grand narrative of daring and skill engineered to captivate the entire international magical community with its dragons, mermaids, and a labyrinth of enchanting dangers. The promised grand prize, a purse of 1,000 galleons, was positioned as the ultimate beacon of achievement, a tangible, glittering reward for a feat of legendary bravery that would secure the winner's financial independence and eternal glory. Yet, the true strategic masterpiece of the entire affair was not the tournament's deadly challenges, but the brilliantly simplistic and deliberately vague contractual framework that governed its outcome, a system of strategic omission and psychological leverage that allowed the hosting institution to transfer immense, intangible value back to itself without any lasting cost. When Harry Potter, a fourth champion entered under circumstances that defied the established rules, ultimately triumphed in a shared victory overshadowed by tragedy, he found himself the unexpected and somewhat reluctant recipient of that full financial prize. This award was far from a simple act of posthumous generosity or a mere adherence to protocol. It was the flawless execution of a long-term investment strategy designed to harvest a far more valuable currency than gold, profound social capital, and unshakable brand loyalty. By placing the 1,000 galleons into the hands of Harry, an underdog who never asked to compete and who was publicly skeptical of the very system that had ensnared him, the institution, deftly embodied by the shrewd stewardship of Albus Dumbledore, was not merely giving away money. They were making a calculated down payment on the future. They were purchasing, at a fixed and negligible cost, the eternal goodwill and reinforced allegiance of a singularly influential individual, a living symbol whose value to the stability and moral authority of the wizarding establishment was incalculable. The galleons themselves were a pittance compared to the monumental return on investment, which was the cementing of Harry's voluntary allegiance to the very structures and figureheads that had just facilitated a year of mortal peril and profound personal loss. The prize money was less a payment for services rendered and more a cleverly designed token, a mechanism that transformed a cold, transactional reward into a warm, emotional debt, binding the recipient not through legal obligation but through the powerful chains of perceived gratitude and institutional validation. Harry's subsequent, almost immediate decision to gift the entire sum to the Weasley twins was the ultimate, perhaps even intended, validation of this brilliant strategy. The capital was not hoarded but was instantly reinvested into the broader ecosystem, funding a nascent business, Weasley's Wizard Wheezers, that would rapidly become a beloved symbol of resistance, innovation, and joy, thereby further strengthening and enriching the very community from which the institution drew its power and legitimacy. The tournament, with its dragons and its ball, was merely the flashy advertisement, the captivating three-act story that distracted from the existential fine print. The real, binding contract was the unwritten one, signed not with a signature but with the acceptance of a leather bag of gold, where the grand prize was not the gold won by the champion, but the champion himself, willingly, if unknowingly, bound by the terms and conditions of a loyalty he never realized he was signing up for, a powerful testament to the fact that the most enduring and powerful enchantments are not cast with incantations, but are quietly, irrevocably embedded within the deceptively simple and universally celebrated act of accepting a prize.